of life's hardest decisions, require you to take a step back from the here and the now and to begin to focus on what's really important, okay? And so I have a couple stories for you all to help illustrate what's really important and also to help you highlight, take a step back, okay? And so here's number one. This is the number one story. And this is a hypothetical situation, okay? The hypothetical situation. My mom brings in her famous, my favorite cake. It's called the chocolate chip bundt cake, okay? It's amazing. It's moist. It's got dark chocolate. It's got some nutmeg in it. It's unbelievable. I think Sharita might have had some before. Maybe not. I'm not going to put you on blast. Anyway, it's a good cake, okay? Let's say that she brought it in. You guys each have a slice, okay? I start passing it out. You guys want a slice of chocolate chip bundt cake? And you guys are going to be like, yeah, of course. Anybody in their logical mind would say, I want a piece of that chocolate chip bundt cake, okay? Until maybe I remind you that the pool is opening up in a week. And then you start to think, maybe I got to sacrifice some of that temporary satisfaction for some physical fitness in that physical form, right? And so you're going to take that sacrifice. I'm going to remind you of something greater. Nothing changed about the cake. Nothing changed about it. All I did was remind you of something a little bit greater. And I shifted your focus on what was more important, okay? So here's another story that I want to share with you all today. And actually, some of you guys might be going through the same decision as we speak. And this is a decision that I had to make when I was in college to break up with a girlfriend, okay? So I was dating this girl, and let me just set the stage. This girl was awesome, okay? According to my dad, she had the big three. So what are the big three, right? She had smarts, she had looks, and maybe most importantly to my dad, it was height, right? He was a big height guy, whatever. So, maybe most importantly to me was she would laugh at my jokes. That was always important. Girls that laugh at your jokes are important, right? So, that was all going well. We played a lot of sports together, we would run together, we would study together, we would go deep together, we would talk about deep things. And everything was going well, and for the first couple of months, everything was going well. And then a couple red flags started to pop up, right? And I started to kind of consider, maybe this isn't what I thought it was, okay? And so some of those red flags, first and foremost, I began to see that I was taking advantage of her. I began to see that I was looking at her as a means to an end. I began to see that, what's the point of being in a relationship if I wasn't going to get anything from it? It sounds bad, right? It is bad. And so what I want you guys to know today is that that's a toxic equation for any relationship, whether you're dating or not. When you approach a relationship as though you're trying to get something from it, think about how isolating that is. You go into TC Williams and you start to think, man, I could make 3,000 friends today. And then all of a sudden you start to say, I'm only going to be a friend of this person if they can give me that. I'm only going to be a friend of this person if they're on the football team, if they have a car, if they do certain things, right? And so inherently, the other people are going to be doing the same thing for you. And all of a sudden, we've just had a lot of friends boil down to just a few amount of friends that we can have. And so that's a toxic relationship. When you start to see that you're taking advantage of somebody for what they can give you. Here's another red flag, was that we began, what I would say is, we were enslaved to the here and the now. What do I mean by that? We were enslaved to the here and the now. We were becoming complacent, right? Something that I think is crucial to any type of relationship is that you're going to challenge one another. Whether you're dating or not, you're going to challenge one another. The friends that care about you are going to call you out when you've done something wrong. Right? And that's actually what happened to me. It's not like I came up with on my own, I'm enslaved to the here and now. No, I didn't think that. I had a couple friends that started to say, hey, David, what do you think about this girl? What are your long-term plans with this girl? What do you like about this girl? Right? And as soon as those questions became harder to answer, I knew that something was wrong. And so I had to make a decision. And I made a decision to ultimately break up with her. And this is a piece of advice that I think a lot of you guys need to hear. If you're mature enough to date, you're also mature enough to end a relationship, right? And that's in person. Don't hide behind your phone. Don't hide behind Snapchat. Go up to a person and tell them to their face exactly how you feel. And be respectful. Because relationships can be tough. Guys, I say that not because I've always been in a situation where I've been breaking up with somebody. Guys, I've been broken up with. Guys, I have been somebody that has been rejected. I've heard, hey David, I really like spending time with you, but I see you as more than just a friend. And that's a tough pill to swallow. Or alternatively, this might be even tougher, is, hey, she just straight up ignored me, right? That's never a lot of fun, right? Relationships can rock your world, okay? And that's why I'm here today. Because I'm here to tell you about a relationship that I have where I've never been rejected. And I've had somebody that's never left me. This person is my source of comfort. This person is my source of joy. And that person's Jesus, okay? And you guys all have different reactions when I say that word. But I want to tell you a story from the Bible that was really encouraging to me to see how when we reach out to him, he doesn't leave us, okay? And when we take a step back from the here and the now and we focus on what's really important, he is going to be there to take our hand, okay? And so this is a story let me set the stage of this story, guys. Jesus has just fed 5,000 people on the countryside. You guys might have been familiar with that story. It's starting to attract a lot of attention, okay? And then he sends his disciples out on the water to go to a town called Gennesaret, okay? And then, so they go out on the Sea of Galilee, and they're in the sea, and at the fourth watch of night, it's nighttime, they see something out in the distance, and they're terrified, and they think it's a ghost. Right? Because what's happening is Jesus is walking on water. And they're fishermen, right? So they've known that nobody has ever walked on water before. So they're thinking, man, this person, I've never seen this before. This must be a ghost. Okay? And this is where the story picks up. Okay. So let me open up the Bible. So, but when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, it's a ghost. And they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid. And Peter answered him. So Peter, who's Peter, guys? Peter's a bold disciple. He's somebody that is one of the boldest disciples. He's the one that a couple chapters later is going to say, hey, Jesus, you are the Son of God. Right? He's a guy that you want to emulate. He's a bold guy. Right? And so this is what Peter says. He goes, Peter answered him, Lord, if it is you, command me to come out on the water. Okay? And so, Jesus says, come. Just like he says to each and every one of you guys. He says, hey, get off the boat that you're trying to steer for your own life and come follow me. Okay? So he gives the same call to Peter, but Peter's the only person in human history that has ever taken up that specific physical call to follow Jesus and actually walk on water. Okay? So Peter does that, right? So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus. But this is big, guys. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out. So when he saw the wind, he was taken over by everything that was going on. He was taken over by the here and the now. But he began to focus on what was most important. Because what does he cry out? He says, Lord, save me. Lord, save me. Right? So how do we focus on what's important? Guys, what I just said before was that my friends had helped me focus on what was important. But what if your friends are giving you bad advice? Guys, I'm here today to tell you that you can focus on what's important by yourself. I'm here to tell you that your relationship with Jesus is the most important thing. And I know that's not going to sit well with some of you guys. But what I can tell you is that when you seek him out and you say, hey, God, I don't know what's going on. And when you seek him out and you begin to sit in quietness, and let's say you start to pray, let's say you start to read the Bible, you can begin to listen to him, right? It's not a, hey, God, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this. It's a dialogue, right? So what you're doing is you're saying, hey, God, I recognize my insufficiency. I'm focusing on you, and I'm listening to you, okay? And now when you listen to him, you can hear him through a lot of different ways. You can hear him through prayer. You can hear him through maybe something you've meditated on. You can hear him through some friends, okay? And here's something that I think is very important, and this is something that when I was in high school, especially all the high school guys in the room, I didn't know about journaling, right? It sounds kind of weird, right? And this is not something I do every day, and this is not something I do, to be honest, every week. But to be honest, I look back in my life, and I look back at some times that I've sat down and I've journaled some of my thoughts, and that's really when God's really spoken to me. Because when I'm honest with Him, and I share with Him what's going on in my life, and then I sit back and I listen, and I want to hear what His will is for my life. So that's something I want to share with you all today. And this is what's so encouraging about this story. This is my favorite part about the story. Because when Peter reaches out and says, Lord, save me. When I reach out and when I say, Lord, save me, this is how Jesus responds to both Peter, and he responds to me too. Jesus immediately reached out His hand and took hold of him, saying, oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt? And it wasn't a mad, why did you doubt? It was a, come on, Peter. You know me, right? And so that's what I want to share with you all today about Jesus and about how He responds to us when we come to Him, right? So you have a decision to make, whether you're going to be the captain of your own ship or if you're going to begin to focus on Jesus, okay? And you're going to get off the ship. Guys, when I'm lonely and I'm dejected, I have somebody to turn to, okay? And so that's all I've got today. And I really want to finish up by saying that. We have a decision to make, and I would love to be able to help you all with that decision. If you guys have any questions. And with that, let me pray for the food. Awesome, God, thank you so much for this opportunity to just come into this high school and build relationships with students. God, these students are such an excitement. They're such an encouragement to my life. They're just so life-giving. I see just the passion that they bring to life, and it's really exciting to see just everything that's going on with the games, and really to hear some of their stories, God, as we begin to just share life together. As I open up and some of them open up, it's just really encouraging. God, we thank you for this opportunity to be at TC Williams. God, we pray for the decisions that some of the students are going to be making to decide to come to summer camp July 1st to July 7th. God, remove any barriers that might be preventing students from getting excited about that. Remove any types of restrictions that their parents might have. Remove any type of financial burden that they might have. Give them the courage to be able to reach out to a leader. Give them the courage to be able to reach out to a couple of friends that they want to also spend summer camp with. Give them the courage to be able to do so. And God, we pray that you would bless this food to our bodies, and we pray all these things in your Son's name. Amen. Amen. So, it is.